All right, so we are here together, and I am getting on. So everyone's probably heard some of the news today about Twitch and everything that's went down. So I just wanted to come on and kind of share a little bit of my thoughts and my feelings on that. And while we're going, if you do have something you'd like to add, please feel free to leave a comment down there, or even if you would like to maybe jump on um, the screen with me, just let me know. Send me a message and I can, pull you up on screen with me and we can maybe just chat for a second. So I'm going to speak directly to my black men out here, my brothers. Uh, you know, we have a lot going on. And I just wanted to say that first, it's okay to not be okay. I know the world tells us that we have to be strong. I know that growing up, our culture, our parents, our brothers, our cousins tell us that we have to be strong. And that's okay to be strong, but it's also okay to show emotions. I remember growing up in my culture, it was, if you got in a fight and you didn't lose, then you had to go back and fight, right? You had to fight your own family members if you didn't win a fight. There was no crying, there was no speaking of emotions. Well, it needs to change. And it starts with us. It starts with our generations. It starts with me and my family, my wife and I talking to our son and saying, hey, come tell us your emotions. It's okay to show your emotions. Black men, reach out. If you need assistance, reach out. It does not make you look any weaker. It does not make you and your family's eyes like you can't accomplish something. I remember watching, I think it was Dave Chappelle. I think it was Dave Chappelle, and he was talking in one of his stand-ups, and he said like black men are one of the only uh, people or species or whatever that is not loved unconditionally. Right? We'll love a dog unconditionally. Our spouses, our women, we love unconditionally. But black men, you aren't loved if you aren't providing, if you aren't the safety net for the family, if you aren't doing something. Well, that's got to change, right? It's okay to show emotions. And uh, I was in one of my coaching programs today, and I was talking, and I'm going to start another podcast specifically on mental health for black men. And I'm going to focus it on veterans because I know as being a veteran, how tough that is as well. There goes another added pressure. So I'm going to be reaching out to other veterans to come and talk and share feelings and share stories about our journey and kind of, finding ways and resources to help us through these trying times. I know that myself, I've been through it all. I've been through it. And if you are feeling down, if you're feeling like there is nothing else, there is, and I've seen a couple people speaking today in reference to some things of how they've been there. I myself suffer, and I've said it publicly in my podcast. I talk about it. I myself suffer mental health issues, and I have no worries about that. I don't worry if someone looks at me differently. That's on them, right? I'm going to live my life for my family and myself, and I every day I work through it and I struggle through it, and I've even gotten some art from it, right? And I'll share this, and I wear it publicly and in the open. And even on my wrist here, I have a tattoo that says "continue," right, with the semicolon, because I've been through those thoughts of suicide, and I've been through there, seeing what we see in the military and war zones and all that stuff, right? And I've even gotten it. Let's see if I can put this one here. So that one says "continue" with the ellipse at the end, three dots, and then this one here says "to fight," right, with the semicolon in there as well. Every morning I wake up and I look at that and I put my arms together, and it tells me to continue to fight. And I'm taking a pause here because I'm trying to hold back the waterworks, but I'm not afraid to cry on camera. I've done it. I'm not afraid to uh, say to the public. I've said it on national TV. You guys have seen me on national TV, CW network, and I've said it in the camera. They just didn't air those parts when I've said I've got a mental, health issue, and I'm okay with that. I deal with it every day, and I battle it. Right. So never feel like you're alone. You've got so much to live for. I'm in the process of. My aunts told me for years to write a book to tell my story. And I'm doing it. So, starting the process of doing that. In my book, I'm going to talk about those parts and of that part of my life. People look at things that we have now and that I have now, and think, "Oh, you just got it so good. You're rich or whatever, and this and that." But they don't know the push through that we've had to do. They don't know the battles, the moments where I've sat in a room, um, in the dark and just, sat in the shower and just let the water pour over to hide the tears, right? But, you know, the money doesn't solve it. Money just hides it for a little while, right? We none of us know what was going on in Twitch's mind or his family's mind, and I'm not speaking on that issue because I know nothing about it. You know, they said he just posted a video 24 hours ago of him smiling and dancing with his kids and everything, and 24 hours later, he's gone. Um, those smiles that we see, they can hide a lot of things, but they don't hide the pain from yourself, right? So, you know, if there's anything you're going through, never feel like you're alone. If those moments when I was at my lowest, if I stepped off that bridge or whatever, and I'll never be able to sit here with you now, with my family, and experience this joy that's brought to me every day from that. Right? You have to look for the silver lining in that cloud, right? One of my favorite things I've read and I remember it says, "Don't quit." And I used to know this heart by heart, right? When times were tough, sometimes we'll be sitting there, my wife and I will be talking, and there's a song that comes on, and I was like, man, this song got me through a lot of tough times. And then, she may not understand it at that moment, but those are dark moments where, I would hear a song and it just lifted me up, right? And it said, "Don't quit when things go wrong, as they sometimes will. When that road that you're trudging seems all uphill. When your funds are low and your debts are high. When you want to smile, but you have to cry. When care is pressing you down a bit. Black man, rest if you must. But don't you ever quit." If the words that are spoken today helps any young black person out there feel like you are not alone, then I am on my job. Because just because people see us riding around in a fancy car, living in a beautiful home with all the things that they, said that they want. Hey, thanks, Aaron. I see that comment. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, and and I don't mind at all. I don't mind being vulnerable because that's not a weakness. That's a sign of someone that says, "I'm not worried about what someone else is thinking." Right? This man, to the world, to other people, seemed like he probably had everything: beautiful home, beautiful wife, beautiful kids. And for whatever was going on in his world and his mind, he felt like he could not do it. Uh, you know, if at any point in your life, any point, they have hotlines, they have numbers you can call. Some people feel that they can't talk to family members or friends, right? Okay, call a stranger. Just call and chat, call and and just talk. You know, reach out, walk to a fire station, sit down and talk. There's someone that will talk with you. There's someone who will say to you, you've got more. Maybe they have options and ways to find what's going out for you. And don't think that people who have money have it all. You know, Biggie said, more money, more problems. So it's just sometimes you have the ability to solve it a little easier, but that doesn't change anything. So I'm not going to harp on this and stay on long. I just wanted to get on and just reach out and tell you, that, you know, it's okay, especially this time of season, this time of year. And that's another thing, that just don't let society pressure you into feeling you need to do something. Don't let this holiday season someone tell you that it's Christmas. You have to buy your kids this type of gift, and maybe you don't have that amount of funds to be able to do that. There's other organizations you can probably reach out to, other places, but don't let society pressure you into feeling you have to supply someone with a Christmas gift. Maybe your family members have 3 birthdays in December, and then you got to buy a Christmas gift. But yes, though Christmas is supposed to be about caring and family and time spent together, but society tells you that you have to buy them a gift. You have to buy your lady, your wife, your girlfriend a gift on Valentine's Day. Why? That's just another way for them to make money. They're telling you that so they can make money. You have to spend money on Black Friday. No, you don't. Spend that time. Uh, Maybe take your kids to learn how to build something and build them a gift. Learn how to woodwork or something, Don't let society tell you you have to do it. You don't, you know. Anyways, so that's it. I just want to say that, hopefully I'll be getting that podcast up soon, as well. I'm going to do 2 separate ones. But do yourself a favor. Take time out. Go take yourself to lunch. Lunch doesn't have to be expensive. Make a sandwich. Take your kids out to the park and just eat. I can tell you about times where, my wife and I, we went on date nights and we went to McDonald's. And we stood up in the middle of McDonald's when the song came on and we danced. And people around are looking, and I don't care if they're laughing. I don't care what they're thinking about, because at that moment, all I care about is putting a smile on my wife's face and enjoying that moment, right? So another time I pulled up at the grocery store, and she was pulling up with the groceries, and I turned the music up in the car, and we started dancing out in the parking lot, in the middle of the road, right? All those moments will mean something to you. They will, come up and mean something to you. Appreciate that. Take a special person to put it up there and be vulnerable in hopes of helping save others. Yeah, absolutely, Aaron. I don't care if any word, and that's one reason why I started my podcast. And I always tell people, if anything could be said to help one person, even if 1 million people listen, then it's worth it. And I don't need no accolades. I don't even want to call me up and say, hey, I heard you say this and it helped. If it does and you do that, that's great. But just let it sink in that you are not alone, right? You are not alone. And as I say at the end of every podcast, right? Live while you are alive. Enjoy the moment. It's okay to not be okay. Live while you're alive. Enjoy life. Whatever you believe, we're not getting another go around. Savor that bite of food when you pick it up. Savor the moments when you wake up and you get to, walk downstairs, walk your kid to school, stand at the bus stop with them. Savor those moments. So that is it. That is it. Thank you guys for taking a moment to just listen. I sincerely appreciate it. Keep pushing through. And, again, whether you're watching this live now on a replay, and if there's anything I can do to help, if you want to come on a podcast and talk with me, come and talk. I do not mind. If there's anything that you want to get off your chest, off your mind, come and talk. I am here for it. And clap for myself, right? Yay, me. If nobody else is going to clap for me, I'm going to clap for me. People tell me sometimes, and they say, Lion, you think you conceited? You goddamn right I do. Because if no one else is going to tell me I am, I'm going to tell myself I am. You think you're better than me. No, I don't. I might be better off than you, but there's a lot of people that's better off than me. There's a lot of people better off than my family, but I don't care. I don't worry about them. I don't compare myself to them. Stop comparing yourself to what someone else has. So what if you don't have the same car, the same home, the same whatever? Work towards it. Drop your pride. Ask someone, hey, how did you get it? I did. I would be at gas stations and see someone pull up in a nice car and say, hey, man, what do you do? What work do you do? How did you get this? And they would tell me. I said, oh, wow, right? You can make it. We can make it together. No crabs in a bucket theory. We can make it together. Stop. The world is already beating you up. Don't beat yourself up. The world is already telling you that you aren't enough, that you can't do enough. You're not supplying enough. Don't do it. And my beautiful queens, black men need you too. They need you to say you're okay. You are doing a great job. You don't have to pressure yourself that much. Let them know that they are enough. All right, let me get off here. Thank you guys, and keep living while you are alive.